That's dope. That's dope.
Why is it still playing the music? I don't know. Do you guys still hear the music? Because it's still playing the music here. Just kept playing the music for some reason. Doesn't usually happen. That was weird. But here we are, Tuesday, June 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Surprise, bitches, it's me. Right? Surprise, it's me. I'm here. Oh, what happened was the YouTube link was open and it was playing it on a delay in the background. Didn't even know that. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, and I'm here. I'm not usually here on a Tuesday, but the market was going up on a Tuesday. Got your Bitcoin in the club and she Tuesday. Market going up on a Tuesday. Yeah, anyways, it's going up. And usually we're here doing group therapy. Everybody's super depressed, talking about how everything's going to zero. And now everybody's like having a festive circle jerk of altcoin and Bitcoin excitement. So here we are. Here we are once again, ready to party. But really, the market does look pretty good. I think it's a little too early to get really excited. But if you're looking at altcoin setups, there are a lot of coins that are breaking out. So technically, that could mean that maybe we see Bitcoin stabilize or chill. I tweeted yesterday basically the idea that a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of altcoin versus USD setups looked really good, which would indicate that Bitcoin was probably going to go up. Usually it's hard to look at alts to follow, but if you have all these altcoins versus USDT setups looking like they're breaking out, well, if Bitcoin goes down, then those are going to fail because basically USDT setups do what Bitcoin does versus USDT. So it gave us some information that maybe USDT was going to rise. William would like you to know that he's here. He's here. And which is nice. I can't say. I mean, I used to sing a little bit. Actually, in college, I was in an a cappella group called Pennsylvania 65000. I was a bass, one of those dudes. But I had a few solos, and there were like 3 groups on campus at Penn that were really popular, and one of the other ones was called Counterparts. They wore tuxedos and they sang jazz, and like their main dude was John Legend. John Stevens at the time. We lived in the same dorm and we used to compete in a cappella competitions, and my group used to win. Yeah, going up on a Tuesday, guys. Going up on a Tuesday. But yeah, I can sing a little bit. Got some singing skills. Sang to my wife when we got engaged, sang Donny Hathaway and played the piano under the arch in Washington Square Park in New York City. That shit was romantic. That shit was romantic. It was really romantic. Elrond to rule them all. I love Elrond, but it's one ring to rule them all, and Elrond is just a character in the Lord of the Rings. You gotta get it straight. Yeah. So hey guys, I mean, let's just take check out this shirt. Do you guys like that? That's cool. eToro sent me that shirt. Anti-Fiat Social Club. It's pretty sweet. That is just a cool ass shirt. Dude, no one cares. But you're here. But you are here. You are here. People that don't care don't comment. Just saying. You care. And it's okay to care. You know, as you mature, you realize you can show that you care. But you don't comment on things you don't care about. You don't do that. So yeah, let's go Gators. Whatever. Of course he cares. You don't comment if you don't care. Let's look at Bitcoin. I am taking the time to comment on something that I do not care about at all. So we have 1 day, 6 hours left in the month of June. I believe it's pronounced Yoon, I think, in certain places, yogging. And I'm just revisiting this monthly channel that we've been in since, 2013, down, up. Rejection at the EQ all the way down to the 2020 lows, 3,800, up, breaking, and now I was looking kind of bad there, 29,000, but now potential retest of the EQ as support. If that holds, the expectation, I know this sounds like crazy hopium, would be a trip to the top of the channel, which even straight up next month would be 158. The month after that becomes 160, and so on and so forth. And yes, look, when this was rejected here, it looked exactly the same as that, right? Basically the same thing. Like wicks through, kind of a little bit above and whatever. So if that holds, this on a monthly chart looks pretty freaking juicy. But I could stop here because I know you guys don't care, because you're here because you care so little. Yeah, I just saw this. I'm suspicious, no volume. Yes, I said this earlier. Today's moves, very suspicious. No volume on anything. No volume on anything. Yes, yogging. No volume on anything, but that could just be because sellers are exhausted and just don't have anything left to sell. I mean, how many more coins can these people really have to sell? How many? Like none. But here's the daily. We talked about this yesterday, as my daughter for some reason says, yesterday. And it was right here. And I said, hey, let's go down and retest this EQ of the channel, this dash line right here, that 50% level as support. And it did and bounced. It failed here, right? Broke down, no retest. Ouch. So this looks really good. But I got to say, this pointing down this hard, that 50 MA will probably be strong resistance, you would imagine. Even though MAs are not technically resistance, they're just lines based on what happened in the past. But that's definitely worth considering that this is like coming down. Like, have you ever play that game at the fair, whack-a-mole? Got that big ass padded mallet that you hit your siblings with and get in trouble and get kicked out of the fair. Never happened to me. I'm just saying maybe that's something that could happen. Yeah, that's probably it. But this, with this flip, this should be targeting the top of the channel, which takes us back to around 40. That's the path to 40. And, you know, this is supply, but like getting rid of that, which we don't need to, but we've pushed through, you know, this is a flip of the EQ of the macro channel that price has been in since the drop, to the first drop to 30. So test the low, up to the EQ, then this is where you would have exited probably. 36 is probably where you exit a trade from 30 because you don't know what's going to happen. But now if this holds a support, you can exit it, enter again, and look for a move up to 42, 43, something like that. Right? But that's been front run every time by this. But this should be worn out now. Right? This whole area has been blown through. So yeah, I would be looking, if this holds a support for a flip of the 4 hour, to head up here. And beautifully, it kind of invalidated all the hidden bearish divergences that were forming. And there was a potential just straight up bearish divergence here on the 4 hour that was forming that got invalidated. I mean, it looks good on every time frame in that regard. Daily, you could end up with another potential hidden bearish divergence here, but that's pretty wide. Yeah, I mean, these are bull divs that are playing out that have not been invalidated by hidden bear divs. Pretty sweet. It looks pretty good, not for a macro reversal, but it looks good to theoretically head to the range highs. Hashtag we care. Hey, Dennis Rodman's here. Haven't seen you in a while, Dennis. We don't care. I care. It's nice to know you guys care. A lot of you guys care. You're telling me about how caring you are. Cool. Goldman Sachs ETF, you care. Was there news on that besides that they were doing it? And Cathie Wood ETF, I care about that too. I care about ETFs deeply. I really do. They're great. So yeah, I mean, Bitcoin looks pretty good. The bearish scenario, obviously, is that, you know, it drops back below this and it holds the bottom half of the range and heads back down. But right now, this looks cautiously optimistic for a reversal. So I'm just going to go through. I have like all the charts open just from yesterday. We'll see what looks good. Just going down the chart of CoinMarketCap. Ethereum, I mean, this was the trade I showed you guys. Trading God. God type stuff. No, not really. Just a very predictable bounce off support for the first time and second time here. That's a pretty easy trade. Let's see if it can reach the full target or if it just gets rejected rejected, yogging at 0.063. This is going to be strong resistance around here, but this should, just like Bitcoin did, target about 0.067, and Ethereum USD hitting overbought now on the 4-hour should be targeting 2270, as I said yesterday. Okay, it made it to 2250 already, right? Close enough. So Ethereum led, right? That was the trade for the last few days. So what's trailing? Well, BNB's next. Looks meh on the Bitcoin pair, but this looks pretty damn good on the USDT pair. As long as that holds above the EQ of this channel and a breakout of the descending blue line on increasing volume today, because this is the daily, it's even, and we got 6 hours left. Want to see that hold and break. You don't want to see it close back in here and get rejected. But that looks promising, right? 88, the Bitcoin pairs are kind of like whatever, like I said. Then nothing to see here, but against USDT, I told you could, depending on your bias, you could have either of these descending lines. Both are broken and price moved up. That was a trade I shared yesterday. Yesterday, yogging. I just came back here for what's the expected target for Ethereum USD in this breakout, fake out. I'm thinking to sell and buy again more at a lower price. There's nothing more dangerous than I'm going to sell and buy lower, because that's when price continues up and you buy higher first. But I would say that if it was a short-term trade, it depends. As an investor, I don't see why you'd sell it here, but this was the target right around 2270, and you need to see it flip that. And then we're talking about 3,000. Then we are talking about 3,000. You guys aren't going to want to hear this, but you know what I like right now? I don't want to say it. Doge. Breakout. I mean, the volume is embarrassing on everything. And retest here at 26 cents. That looks pretty damn good. That looks pretty damn good. And all of these are kind of near where you would consider entering. I mean, that's a breakout and retest. Bitcoin crashes, these are all going to die. They're going to die. They're going to die. But right now, they technically look very, 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 very good. What are you buying? Are you buying anything? So I did all my dip buying on the first drop to 30,000, basically. I bought a bunch of Ethereum and a bunch of Bitcoin when Bitcoin dropped 6 weeks ago. And that was what I had allocated to buy. You know, so I haven't done anything. I have not done anything. So I'm not really buying anything at the moment because I'm pretty deployed, but I'm pretty deployed. But that doesn't mean that wouldn't fit into your strategy for you to buy something right now. Can you please explain why some traders in their trade analysis exclude wicks when drawing lines and others include wicks? What difference does it make? It's all a matter of preference. Nobody's right or wrong, because technical analysis is artistic wizardry and has no value from a scientific perspective. We're all just drawing shit that we like. So some people think that closes matter. For example, if you're looking for an RSI divergence, which I often do, you'll see that I often look at the line chart, because lines eliminate all the noises of candles and are only based on closes. And RSI as an indicator also is based on closes. So it's more of an apples to apples comparison, so to speak. But for me, I always include wicks if I'm using a candle chart when drawing any trend lines and things like that, because a wick is a part of the price action. For me, I don't understand pretending that like price didn't go to that area in that time frame. But it's all a matter of expectation. USDC is what he's buying, getting that interest. Yes, that's actually true. That's actually true. I have a very large portion of my stack sitting on Voyager, BlockFi, sadly, although I've been exiting that because their rates have gone down so much, and other platforms just earning 9 to 10% interest yearly and just absolutely loving it. It's the greatest innovation in the history of crypto. I don't feel any urge to trade when I can sit in USDC and make 10%. See, because like I come from a world where if you made 10% a year, this is before crypto existed, like I understood. And people, if you traded and you did that for 10% a year, you got like really rich. Like 10% a year is insane good returns in any market. Crypto people want 100x in like 5 minutes, but 10% a year is insane. Absolutely insane and amazing. Yes, that's why I include Wix. I just think they're part of the price action. So why would we not ignore them? What's up with your mining venture? So I'm going to do a video on it actually. And tomorrow I'm interviewing Whit Gibbs, who's the CEO of Compass Mining, and that's who I bought all my miners from. I got no special treatment, dude. I just went on the website and bought them, but you go on their site, pick the miner you want, you buy it, they set everything up, you pay your like $150 a month for electricity charges, and you join a pool and you're mining. I was mining like, show us your t-shirt. I was mining within a week, but like I bought the equipment. It took me about 3 minutes. They do everything. They do everything. You can choose where you want it. It's amazing. I did not see that. Are they really offering 12% on DOT? That's awesome because I'm holding DOT on Voyager. I have not seen that, but I did see that like BlockFi's rates are basically down to like sub 1%. It's like a bank on anything over like 0.25%, 0.25 Bitcoin. It's absolutely insane. No, so I'm not mining at home. That's the thing. You go on the site, you buy it. It tells you where it is. I bought mine in Manitoba, Canada, because they're using hydro and it's completely clean. Tell you what it's going to be. They set it up. They rack it. It's your miner. They do all the work and you just mine. You're a miner. I'm mining. Like right now at this moment, you guys think I'm talking to you, but I'm actually just like, I'm in the mines. I'm in the mines like Zoolander. Mining. So Doge looks really good there. XRP popped. This is where yesterday was here and I was like, support. Sweet. Yeah, but I don't want to trade XRP. That's still between zones. So skip that. DOT against Bitcoin. I still think we need to break this line. Let's look at it on USDT. Breakout since yesterday into resistance. So DOT, 12% interest. Apparently you're looking for this. You're going to find resistance here. So you're looking for hopefully that to get you up to $26. But right now you more likely get that, right? So you try to buy here or you get that. And maybe it even goes back here because this market's so screwed. Yeah, I mean, DOT is a buy if it closes above 16.8, but right now you have a double rejection at resistance. Maybe just go yogging and come back and see what it looks like when you're done. Uni, meh. Solana bumped into resistance. So this is what you're looking for, right? You need to wait. This is your buy. Retest both of those as support. Then you're heading up to here, around $60. But right now you can't buy it. It's at resistance both horizontally and descendingly. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches on that resistance. Now, resistance becomes weaker the more times you hit it, with a caveat. That's true for horizontals. The more times you hit support because there's orders sitting there, it becomes weaker, or supply or demand or horizontal. The descending line kind of becomes stronger the more times you hit it because it's not like there's fixed orders sitting on a horizontal line. So when you're looking at ascending and descending lines, that's when people say, hey, this gets stronger the more times you hit it. Litecoin looks sweet. Look at that. Talked about it yesterday at about 137. You're up 10 whole dollars. If you bought one single Litecoin, you can send me my 5% commission. Yeah, if I was looking to enter this now, I would basically say, hey, well, it just did it, right? So maybe 138 if it comes back down and heads up. Maybe if it comes down, test this. But like these have a lot of room to grow. Look at the fibs. From 413 down to 105, which is only crazy that it was a $415 in May. It went all the way down to 105. Yikes. Even just hitting these fib levels gets you, even just a 50% reactionary bounce is $259. That's almost double from here. These coins look good, man. EOS, breakout, rejected, meh. Not that exciting. Link. The Bitcoin pairs don't look that great, to be honest, but look at that. Breaking resistance. 1, 2, almost 3, 4, 5, 6 times. You want to see this close above, and then you can start talking about, I would say, the mid-range here, $28, $28, 40% move. 40% move, I think, if it closes above. But the thing we are lacking, though, we want to see more volume on these breakouts. It's a little bit. But this is some fugazi price action. Descending volume with rising price, you got to see volume come in eventually. You'll have to talk to my mom about that, but I would change my mind to Chad. Speaking of Chads, I just spent 2 full hours of my life talking to Michael Saylor. Yesterday, I had Jeff Booth on the podcast. Today, Michael Saylor. They'll both be out probably next week. And we recorded today for about 100 minutes, hour, 40 minutes, and then we just talked for another 20. In the podcast, if I said 70 words, I'd be surprised. The dude just spits hot fire, and you don't even have to say anything. You don't even have to say anything. And he broke down pretty hard how rich people stay super rich by never selling anything and just taking loans against everything. No, I'm not only using the 4 hour. 4 hours just about as close as I go in. And when the trend is just sort of changing, I look at the 4 hour, but the daily is my favorite generally. Yeah, link BTC, bull div at ascending support. Let's see. Let's see how your TA skills are. Where are you? RSI. Fight. Nope. Didn't mean to do that. What the flip phone? Let's see. Maybe you're not even talking about the 4 hour. I don't know. But my thing is tripping right now. Not there. Maybe. Oh, sorry. Let's see. 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty big bull div, but that's played out, and now you're running into resistance. So I don't know. I don't know about that, bro. Don't know about that. But that looks decent if it can hold. That's Coinbase. Look at that Chad breakout. I'm finally not underwater on Coinbase. It may drop and then I get underwater. But if you're looking to get in, I'd bid like 251 now. See if I can get a retest of that. Matic kind of doing nothing. Disappointing. Thought this would go mega giga super Chad with Bitcoin. But still kind of consolidating here. So I'm trading Matic right now, which is probably one of my largest alt holdings and has been for a while. That hasn't changed. I've held it. Got this support. So you're looking for a trade like this. Either this comes down here and you buy this because look, then you can just put your stop here and move your stop up, which is sweet. But really you want that, right? Ultimately you got to break through here. But that's, you can go from $1.25 to $1.40 something just getting to resistance. And then if you break that, it's party time. But you can buy this with confidence, I think, above $1.25 or a bounce off support. VET. So many people were asking that I just pulled it up without making y'all ask. I mean, that's a pretty key level it lost and is recapturing. So if I was trading this against BTC, and this one looks good against BTC, I'd be looking for that. It'll probably do it faster than that, but that's what I'd be looking for. Your main descending resistance will be this kind of thing. So pretty far from a breakout in that regard. And this is what you're watching on the USDT pair, right? Right at resistance again. So some have broken out, some have not. This has not. So I would be looking for that, like a rejection here, maybe buy it at 84 cents and take it through, or a break and retest and take it from there. And then you're going to have resistance in quite a few places here-ish. These are all just kind of, right? They're not exact. I'm just showing you different areas, And this is actually at a key area right now, right? I mean, Doge looked good. BNB looks promising. Litecoin looks really promising. Coinbase, super promising. So good. I see you guys making. Listen, the other day I said, I was like, ICP is getting so much hate that it's probably a good trade. God, it was such a good trade. I didn't take it, but look at the volume, right? And look at this. I mean, this is just beautiful price action. So here's your next level. It's there right now. Let's see here. I mean, these are your levels. Just climb the stairs if you can see these. It's beautiful. Even looks good against Bitcoin, which you dig, right? Didn't come down for that, but that is a key area of support. But that's not a good level here. Right at resistance, which you'll find with a lot of things right now. You got to close above that, and then you can take this trade. Otherwise, I'll look for a drop down here. Take it up. Sushi. Let's look at E-Gold. I saw in there. Sushi. I saw you guys asking about E-Gold back in the range and retested. That's a nice deviation below the range. Nice. I mean, you could also have considered this the range, to be quite honest. In which case you're well back in it. But right again, like many things, we have pumped into resistance. So, whatever. I had an alarm on that, so I guess I'll keep it. But yeah, you need to get above here, and then you can target this area. It should be a pretty big move. Let's look at it on the USDT pair. We pegged this the other day as the descending resistance, so this looks really good. But you got to close here, not get rejected. But that's 1, 2, 3 touches of resistance and 2 on support. Support's irrelevant, honestly. This looks really good. That makes me happy. I wish I'd bought more of this at $54. That would give me a break. Yeah, this looks good. You got to clear 90. You got to first clear this. Then once you clear this kind of 89 area, it should be clear sailing to 121. Sushi, I can't mess with because of all this dumb price action. It's messing up my whole thing. But on the USDT pair, once again, I mean, we could draw this here. The retest looks good, but sort of coming into resistance here. You know what? I don't like that line. Let's get new lines. These are old lines. Don't want to confuse things. This is a really hard chart because of this, right? It's really hard. The only thing I see that's clear is that. So maybe if you can't really find level, sometimes you just pull some fibs. That gives you some targets. From this move at $22 to $5.96. God, man, it's amazing how wrecked these coins got. $22.50 down to $5. But yeah, USDT pairs, like I said, they look really good, which would indicate Bitcoin has to go up for them to continue. My conversation with Michael Saylor was epic. It was epic. Yeah, there was nothing really doing with Matic at the moment. I think ETC, Ethereum Classic, had some news today. Let me look. I know that I saw this somewhere. I'm going to search. Please hold. There. Ethereum Classic devs announce upcoming hard fork. It's getting a major upgrade in July. It will save users on gassing fees. If you got gas, it will help you. So yeah, that was the news there. There was some news, like I said. That's what's happening. I already looked at VET. Already looked at DOT. Can we expect another visit to 30K? Expect? I don't think so. I'm not saying it's not going there. I'm saying I don't think we can expect it. Right now, things look good. So, you just had a chance to buy at 30K. Is it going to go to 30K so I can buy again? It was literally just there like a few days ago. I'm not saying you, but that's how people go, right? Michael podcast interview will be next week, and you can check all my podcasts right here on my YouTube channel. Oh, I never asked you guys this. To smash the like thing. Gotta smash it. Smash my like button, guys. Just smash me. Please smash me. Yeah, you want to buy 30K again, but you just could. You just could. Why didn't you do that last time? You just could. Like days ago. You could. I think Wyckoff, this looks like perfect Wyckoff accumulation, and the bottom should be, according to Wyckoff, the bottom should be in because we had that spring. Right? Let me pull up. Let's pull up a Wyckoff accumulation schematic. A Wyckoff accumulation schematic. Here. Hold up. Hold up. We them boys. Okay. So you had your selling climax. We got a couple secondary tests. Phase B, right? Okay. And your automatic rally. So here, selling climax. Here's those STs. Your AR was up here, right? That's you get your selling climax, then you get your AR, which is the automatic rally, because that's the big bounce, the reactionary bounce you often see. Then you get these secondary tests and a secondary test in phase B. So this would be your secondary test. Secondary test, phase B would be here. Then we enter phase C, which is where you get this spring here, which is when you sweep the lows, right? Look, all that shit happened. Then we get the spring, phase C, right? Then you get two higher lows in theory. So we had a test, right? Spring, test. You could call that maybe another test. When you get up here, that's when you start talking about these other, the like last point of support and all these things. So that's usually last point of support here is usually this EQ flip, which we're seeing here, right? Then we need to jump across the creek and get that back up. Then we got to then we got to boom, 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 boom. That's juvenile, back that ass up. Then we get the back up, the BU. And then you get your SOS, aka your sign of strength, which is when you flip the range highs and head out, right? So we are probably heading into phase D from phase C right now if you are a Wyckofian. If you like to Wyckoff yourself on a regular basis, then consider yourself Wyckoffed. Some channels are saying we haven't had the spring yet. YouTube is confusing place. Listen, it's all opinion, but like, I just showed it to you, right? I mean, look at this and look at this, right? 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 Test. The test is a little low, hitting the range low. I could see that argue, but I don't see how we haven't had the spring if we've swept the lows. Sweeping the lows, that's the spring. I mean, that's what it is. I Wyckoff, you Wyckoff, we Wyckoff. You could say you've had a second test. You don't need one, but you could say that you've had one just by saying that you had this and this. That could be a second test, or this even, right? It's not perfect, but you ended up with higher highs and higher lows, right? High, low, high, maybe not. So, well, yeah, theoretically, this would be a second test would be here, but you would have expected it to happen below the range lows, but below the range EQ. Sorry. If we can't flip the EQ, we might be due for one more spring, but that doesn't invalidate the Wyckoff schematic, just so we could have a second test. For sure. Wyckoff is meant for daily, 4 hours bullshit. Here, I'll fix it for you. Look, we're on the daily. Does it help? SC, AR, ST. I mean, it's just the frame we're looking at. Still a spring, still a test. But if you are satisfied now that I've switched time frames to look at the exact same thing, then good. Cough, cough, Wyckoff. Could cause Wyckoffs. Seems like we haven't really tested 37K. I don't know. Someone said, yeah, we're not there yet. I already did BNB. Just cleaned up after I Wyckoffed. Yeah, you don't want to leave a mess after Wyckoffing, especially if you Wyckoff the couch. Adam and Eve bottom on Bake. I don't even know what Bake is. The last spring was actually a phase B ST. It could be because it swept that low. I don't know. I think it fits pretty well how it is, but that's what I said, man. Not science. Not science. Is Compass Mining legit? Well, I gave them tens of many thousands of dollars, so I hope so. But yeah, I know the CEO, Whit, and I'm recording a podcast with him tomorrow. Can you explain when you tweeted there is no volume on these pumps? Yeah, I don't like the fact that we're not, price is kind of floating up. You want to see some real volume, heavy buying, like pushing up. We're not really seeing that, but that also could just be because sellers are exhausted. How many coins are you tracking? I don't know. It feels like hundreds, but mostly I just open a chart, set an alarm, and close it. And if the alarm goes off, I start tracking it again. Resistance at 48 to 52, you see it as a dead cat bounce. Dude, if we get to 48 or 52, I'm not going to be worrying about resistance. I'll be just happy we made it. What NFT are you bullish on? Aku. I love Aku NFTs. Push it good. I just looked at ICP. What is SBF saying on CNBC? That guy is really, Tom Brady, Trevor Lawrence, Miami Heat Arena, Major League Baseball. Unbelievable. I'll look at Rune. Somebody just asked for Rune. Let's see Rune. Thor chain. 78.6% retrace. I don't think this line even matters. It's kind of a lame line. Lame line. Oh, wow. Look at that 78.6. It's a really nice line. Amazing how these fib levels tend to line up with things. Rune looks ready to go kind of here. Break that. Look, it's at resistance. Let's look at it on the USDT pair. That didn't happen, huh? Wow, Scott, your charts suck. I would say Rune also just right under resistance, right? Got to break that. And this area is your kind of what you're watching now. Something like this, And it go a little something like this. Hit it. Lottie-dottie. 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 We likes the body. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. Tezos undervalued. I haven't looked at Tezos in a long time. This is going to be a shorter stream, guys. I got to warn you. I could just disappear at any time. Still got to make a video for today. Haven't made any videos. Got to make a video. You guys should watch my podcast today with BJ Boyapati. Wow, that guy's a legend. So this is kind of bouncing off support, but doing nothing on the Bitcoin pair. Shocker. But I hadn't even opened it. I should have had an alarm on that. But I would honestly, at this point, put it maybe here. But that's a breakout. But again, coming into horizontal resistance. So what you want is this. Buy. Sell. Buy, sell, 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 buy, sell. Yeah. Not bad, but right at horizontal resistance. I use primarily Voyager for that. I get 10% by holding VGX. It's amazing. Sailor Pod will be next week. How many people are on your team? Yeah, that was the question on the Twitter Spaces when I was getting accosted by that crazy girl who thought that I was like psychologically broken because I said every once in a while. I have an assistant. I have a very helpful wife, but she just helps. I have a YouTube guy. Then I have Blockworks for my podcast, which includes all the salespeople that do monetizing, like selling the sponsorships. And they have 2 producers, so that's like a whole other team. Then I have a guy who helps me edit like blog stuff and like that. So we got a bunch of people over here. Any reason? I don't know. I think Seller is just kind of exhausted. I don't know who she is. I have nothing against that girl, but yeah, I mean, she was like, your wife joined Twitter just to get you out of trouble. Cool. Thank you for the deep psychoanalysis. Thank you. Yes. And yes, my wife has an entire team and they all help. We all help. There's a lot of helping going on. A lot of helping. Emmy, do you remember when that girl said that you only are on Twitter because you wanted to manage my image and you were trying to become friends with girls on crypto Twitter? Do you remember that? I remember that. Okay, Emmy does a lot, guys. Whatever. You remember that though? Yeah, she was a real keeper, that one. Don't even remember who or what her name was, but holy God. Holy mother of lords. So what's Bitcoin doing right now? Bitcoin's just kind of chilling here. Yeah, I mean, that's most of the charts that are kind of, I'll look at waves. Somebody said waves. I saw waves. I like waves. I like waves because it gives me an excuse to draw a surfer. Whoa. What? This is not the newest chart, clearly, because look at these old ass lines. But yeah, we can look at waves. My watch is telling me to stand up. Watch is such a hater. Hey, fat ass, get off your couch. Okay. Areas of interest. Something like that. Doesn't look great on the Bitcoin pair, kind of whatever. But damn, it's still even back up here where our targets were. These were the trades I was posting on Waves before. Waves really held pretty well, huh? I mean, this was $2 in October. Did go to 42. It's quite a bit of drawdown. This to me looks like ranging still. Something like this. That's what it really looks like, to be honest. But it is breaking the EQ of that range, which is nice. So you got that going for you, which is nice. If you look at it on the 4-hour, it's flipping the EQ of that range really nicely. So that looks pretty good. Wonder if there's a bear div. Nope. Just climbing. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, you can draw like a line through here, I'm sure. The daily. God. But I mean, the real honest line would be like this, but that's going to be irrelevant. So we can pull it over here. Yeah. Cheat a little bit, and you're at resistance, like everything else. Like everything else. There's no chart for VGX, but we can do BQX. 2 questions. Favorite book and Aliens, believe it or not. I mean, my favorite book was always The Fountainhead. And yes, of course, I believe in aliens. Of course, I believe in aliens. What did I just say? VGX, which is BQX. We got to look at BQX. This is a really hard chart because it's on hit BTC. Let me look at it first. I don't think there's a BQX USDT chart on Binance. I mean, it's ranging, still ranging. But yeah, I mean, this is the area you want to buy. Look at that 50 MA tap on the weekly. Yeah, I mean, VGX should moon from here, I would think, because that's the 50 MA on the weekly. That's pretty solid. There's just no volume on this pair, so really hard to look at it. Let me see if I can find a VGX chart. Last I checked, there was no VGX charts. Yeah, there's none. Let me see if we can get a better BQX USDT. I mean, Yeah. I mean, you can do a fake BQXUSD chart on Binance, which is like calculated by. Maybe that gives us a little more info. Death cross, it's over. Just kidding. I don't care about that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, same idea. All I can say is that it's at support, basically. It's at support. It's at support. If someone would offer you either 1,000 per month forever or 1 mil straight up, what would you choose? 1,000 per month, $12,000 a year, 10 years to make 120 grand, 100 years to make 1.2 million. I'd take the million straight up. I would park it on Voyager for 10% a year on USDC and would make $100,000 a year on interest while you're making $12,000 a year going monthly. Why are you so hilarious? Enjoying your live all the time. Thank you for the laugh. LOL. I was just born this way. It's like, it's a defense mechanism. Being funny is a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. Like, I'm probably doing something, if I'm funny, you won't dislike me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's just always kind of been funny. Kind of my thing. Whatever I was going with that didn't work. I'll take 1,000 a month, dude. That's called passive income. No, I would take $1 million. Take $1 million because if you can get 10% yield on anything, right now it's like, who takes the annuity when they win the lottery? Who takes the annuity? Also, like if you die, 1,000 a month is not that useful. Yes, it would be compounding interest. It's not even close. Has your dry humor gotten you in trouble before? Mostly all of my life. Probably once a week. When I was a kid, oh, man, I had this same personality in like kindergarten. I never got to do recess because I was always sitting at the table in timeout because I didn't raise my hand and I made a dumb joke in class. It's bullshit. Any opinion on pi? I don't know what that is, except for 3.14. Yeah, I don't. It's not a stupid question. I think he was making a joke because that went around on Twitter for a long time. But like $1,000, it's $12,000 a year. Like it's not. You'd have to be like, what if it was 10 grand? And somebody might say, well, that's 120 in 10 years. I've got more than $1 million. But still, even if it's 120, even if they gave you 10 grand, that's 120 a year. You can make 10 in interest and have the $1 million principal. You're not going to catch up. You're not going to catch up. The answer is take the money and run. Oh, take the money and run. Name that band. Oh, take the money and run. TRX still looks good to me, man. I'm in this from like 190 from like over here on this retest or something. Maybe it was this one. I don't know. I'm averaging it at 190 something, and I've been sitting in it, not even thinking about it. And this also is at resistance, but broke down, but also at resistance. Everything seemingly at resistance. If inflation is 11% or more. Yeah. Yes, you missed the ETH chart. Yeah, he said he would take $50 a month over $1 million because that's passive income, bro. Let me teach you how to make passive income streams. That was the joke. But it wasn't a joke. Scott, would you take 0.01 that doubles every day for 30 days? I haven't done the math on it, but I'm assuming that 0.01 smashes $1 million. Because if you fold a piece of paper like 70 times, you get to the sun. Compounding gains. What's the math on it? Go ahead and do it. Anyone want to tell me? Yeah, we got some Steve Miller band. I haven't done the math, but I'm assuming that 0.1 doubling, 0.1 doubling every day, 0.04, 1.6, 0.16, 0.32. It's going to get there pretty fast. Probably millions of dollars. I'd imagine it's got to be $5-10 million bucks. Oh, there you go. $5 million. Yeah. Yeah, the power of compounding is no joke. I'm glad this isn't Michael Saylor. Just was watching him quoting Ayn Rand as if she's a wise economist. Yeah, right. She's an evil moron. I talked to Michael Saylor today, though, and I will tell you this. So you'll see this in the interview. There was one time where he caught me a bit off guard, and we kind of had a moment, even though I didn't really talk, where he was saying that Bitcoin should be viewed as property. And I said, people who want to like buy a cup of coffee with it don't want it to be viewed as property. They want it to be viewed as money because you don't want a taxable transaction when you buy your coffee. And he said, people who say that have never been rich. I was like, damn, you rich, huh? Say some shit like that. And then he went into this whole thing about how if you have property, and his example was Manhattan. He's like, if you own Manhattan real estate, you don't sell your real estate to buy coffee. If you own Apple stock, you don't spend your Apple stock. You borrow against it. Right. And so he was going into how rich people basically make all their money by borrowing against things, right? Which is true. Like if you're Jeff Bezos, you don't want a taxable transaction of selling Amazon stock, so you just borrow against it. And by the way, when you die, your long-term capital gains are forgiven by your children. That's the real kicker for rich people. But yes, you never sell your assets to trigger a taxable transaction. You just borrow against them, right? And then I was like, yeah, but like that doesn't really work for somebody who has $100 in Bitcoin and is like believes in the future of Bitcoin. Like there's nowhere that no one's going to lend, going to lend you money on your $100 in Bitcoin. So how does that work for poor people? And we didn't really have a great answer for that. I still think it would be nice if it was taxed like money, personally. I don't think it's arrogance. I think he's just that rich. Like he lives in a different reality, I would imagine. Whatever we got. Rand is fine, not the best, but fine. I don't even consider Rand an economist. Like I love Ayn Rand, and I used to love it because I was sort of like young and dumb. But I think her idea of like rugged individualism and, that what's best for the world is you doing what you're best at. I love that idea. I love Polygon. I have $47 saved. What coin can I put the entire amount in and make $1 million bucks? Not the dollar. That's the only thing I can tell you. Let's see. Sumit would like to know that he's going to study. Good luck on your test, bud. I would go all in on, I don't know, another income stream. I have no opinion on KLV becoming an exchange tomorrow. Sorry, not that deeply knowledgeable about that. Thoughts on SHIB movement once Shiba Swap comes out? I don't care about SHIB. I will not look at SHIB. I will not trade SHIB. It was created as a joke based on another joke. Sorry, not my thing. Check MTL, please. You've asked like 50 times. Is metal still a thing? Does that still exist? Oh, looks like it went up a lot after going down a lot. I would say that this bounced out of support here. This whole area is support, right? I don't know, something like that. And that you'll probably have some resistance here, I'd imagine. I don't know what the hell these lines are. Get rid of them all. But like metal has always had these crazy wicks. Very hard to chart it. Always. Never change metal. I would say you need to break that. I don't know. That's my opinion. It's my opinion. Don't get mad. I got to go, y'all. I have got to go. Thank you for hanging out. I will be live again 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, taking chart requests for paid subscribers. If you would like to join the newsletter, it's right down below in the description. You can do that. It comes out 5 days a week. It's 15 whole American dollars each and every month of your life into perpetuity, much like an annuity. You can take $1 million now or pay $15 a month for my newsletter. Personally, I suggest you do the latter. Join. Peace.
That's dope.